Good Shabbos once again. I've been thinking a lot about the upcoming holiday of Purim, a moment in our calendar characterized by much joy and not a small amount of silliness. Drinking is encouraged, costumes and cookies are an integral part of the celebration, lots of noise and things turned topsy-turvy. And yet, I'm not feeling so excited and happy about Purim this year. Instead, I'm thinking about Purim as one of the earliest instances of genocidal intention toward the Jewish people. We read the story in the book of Esther, named for the heroine, whose name literally means secret, Esther, Seter, Esther, though we are also given her Hebrew name of Hadassah. Mordechai and Esther were refugees, having been expelled from Babylon by King Nebuchadnezzar. Esther, along with many other women, is essentially taken captive into King Ahasuerus' harem. And as the story unfolds, her guardian, Mordechai, she lost both her parents, emphasizes the need to hide her Jewish identity. And the Megillah, in fact, repeats this fact in case we missed it the first time. He tells her to hide who she is. And I think we all know what ultimately happens. Ultimately, Esther is chosen to be queen, yet she still does not reveal her Jewishness. And then the history that is only too familiar to us. The king's advisor, you know his name, Haman, reaches out
well done, everyone.
Reaches out to the ruler with a request to be allowed to destroy the Jewish people and appropriate their property with a significant donation to go into the king's treasury. And here are the words that he uses to support his plan. There is one people scattered and dispersed among the peoples across the provinces of your realm, whose laws are different from those of all other peoples, and who do not obey the king's own laws. And it is really not worth the king's while to leave them so. If it so please the king, let it be decreed in writing to destroy them. We all know what happens, and you can hear the rest of the story when we celebrate Purim on March 23rd. The charge of disloyalty, we learn, is not a contemporary phenomenon. From there, anti-Semitism grows and flourishes. Hanukkah is next, and there we are allowed to live as long as we renounce Jewish practice. And after the turn of the millennium, deicide, the historically false notion that the Jews are responsible for the death of Jesus, emerges and into the Middle Ages. So I wanted us to take a moment this evening to explore that history in the Middle Ages, for which I'm going to ask 4 people to join me on the bima. Ron, Hope, Kat, and Matthew have graciously volunteered or been voluntold that they are going to participate in sharing a little bit about anti-Semitism in the time of the blood libel and the Inquisition and the Crusades and all of those moments in the Middle Ages. So this is a board game that I humbly call, Can You Survive the Middle Ages and Remain Jewish? And Hope is in the lucky seat where she's going to be player number 1. So Hope is our green player. I want you to roll the dice, please. Okay, she's got the lucky doubles there, number 4. You're going to move 4 spaces. And if you would pick up the top card and just tell us what it says.
Oh, wait. My eyes. What is that?
Can you hold the mic?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where are you?
Beravia?
Where are you
Right here.
Yes.
15th century. So do I need to read all this?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Under torture, the Jews of Persia admit to stealing consecrated host wafers and I can't even read. I'm sorry. Desecrate them. You are one of the 10 Jews executed since you had converted to Christianity. You were merely beheaded. You die, you are out of the game.
Okay, that was fast. All right. All right, Matthew, you're next. All right, Matthew's got 9. Let's see. Okay, Matthew, grab a card. Let's see. Hold the mic, please. And
Spain, Egypt, 12th century. You are Moses Maimonides. You and your family flee from Muslim Spain in order to avoid persecution. You journey to Israel and ultimately settle safely in Cairo, where you serve as a physician to the Sultan and his harem. Move forward 3 spaces.
Rambam, right here with us. Okay, Ron Kushner. Oh, Ron's got 8. You're right behind Matthew there. Well, you right behind where Matthew was, yeah. Okay, grab a card. Okay, tell us what you got.
First off, only my wife could come up with such a simple, easy game. Portugal, 16th century. You are a converso in Portugal in 1506. The local population is enraged that you now have the right to compete with them economically, and they are suspicious of your religious affiliation. You are among 2,000 massacred in Lisbon. You die. You are out of the game.
Oops. All right, Kat, what you got? Okay, Kat has got 10. Okay.
Germany, 17th century. Your name is Gluckel of Hameln?
Gluckel Hamel, yes.
You are an internationally successful businesswoman born in 1646. Your memoirs are an important source of knowledge for historians of this time period. Move forward 3 spaces.
Oh, famous woman, Gluckel of Hameln. You can read her diary. All right, we'll let you pick the next. We'll let you continue here, Hope. Yeah, we're giving, yes.
Oh, I feel so lucky.
Try again.
Oh, I'm sorry. You did not. Oh, I'm upside down. You're 14th century. I'm sorry. You are a Jew in the 14th century. 60 of your major communities, I can't read, I'm sorry, and 150 of your smaller communities are destroyed. You are hated because of your relationship to the ruling monarchs. You and your family depart for Poland and Russia. You go back 3 spaces.
Okay, yeah, you're not doing too well there, Hope. Okay, Matthew, let's see what you got. 10. Well, what are you doing after services? You want to Go to the casino. Okay, what you got?
France, 12th century. You were a Jew in France in 1882. Your entire community is expelled. Go back 3 spaces.
Okay, well, okay, expelled is not so bad. You're still alive. Okay, honey.
You're back in the game.
Back in the game. All right. Need a lifeline here. 3.
All right, Hope moved you.
Thank you, Hope. Okay, Spain, 15th century. You are a Jew in Spain in 1492. You are expelled from your country. You pay an exorbitant amount of money for safe passage by sea. The captain of the boat steals your property and throws you overboard. You drowned. You're out of the game.
Okay, we'll do a couple more here. All right, we got 3 for Kat.
Italy, 16th century. You are an Italian Jew in 1555. Pope Paul IV issues a decree forcing all Jews to be segregated into one neighborhood known as a ghetto. You are forced to wear a yellow hat anytime you leave the ghetto. Go back 1 space.
Okay, the term ghetto comes from Italy there. 7.
Spain, 7th century. The year is 687. King Eric of Spain declares Jews to be slaves. I can't even read that. Can you read that for me?
Perpetuity.
Okay, good. Jewish property is confiscated and the practice of Judaism is banned. Jewish children are removed from their home at the age of 7 so that they may be indoctrinated as Christians. Go back 2 spaces.
All right, kids are gone. Your property has been confiscated. You're still alive though, so. Oh, 12. Matthew, I'm telling you, he is the big winner so far here.
The Inquisition. You are tortured by the Inquisition. You have 2 choices: be killed or denounce another Jew who they will be killed. One of you will leave the game. Who will it be? Choose. If I'm righteous, I say it's me. I saved the fellow Jews.
Okay. Okay. I think this is going to be our. All right, we got 2 more here. Go. Roll.
All right. 6 or 7. No? Okay, thank you. 3rd time's a charm. Spain, 10th to the 12th centuries, the Golden Age. It's the 10th to 12th century, the Golden Age for the Jews in Spain. You are Hasidi ibn Sharprut, physician and diplomat advisor to 2 caliphates. It is a wonderful place and a time to be a Jew. Move forward 3 spaces. Hip, hip, hooray!
All right, Spain, 10th to 12th century. Okay. Oh, we've got 8. We should make a rule you get to go again if you get a double.
Spain, 14th century. You are a Jew in Spain in 1391. You are one of 100,000 Jews who are forced to convert. You become a converso, a secret Jew. You live in fear for your life. You remain in the game but can never win unless you find a way to reclaim your Jewish identity. Interesting.
Yeah, so the Jews were forcibly converted. Converso, yeah. 4. Okay, Hope.
You're 14th century. You are a Jew in the 14th century. halach requires that you wash your hands before eating and immerse regularly in the mikvah. Consequently, fewer members of your community. Die of the plague. You are battered for the plague and persecuted recklessly. Go back 3 spaces.
So fewer Jews died of the Black Plague because of the hygienic practice of washing before eating, and therefore were blamed for the plague.
Germany, 11th century. You were a Jew in Worms in 1096. The first crusade is proclaimed. You were killed by a marauding band of crusaders on their way to reclaim the Holy Land from the infidels. You are out of the game.
Converso reversal. In case of forced conversion, you may use this card to find your way back to the Jewish people. Save this card.
All right, Kat, he's got your card. And we'll finish up here. Woo! Or maybe not. Spain in the 11th century. Oh, I'm the sweet singer of Israel, Yehuda Halevi. My words, your heart is in the east and I am in the west, continue to inspire lovers of the land of Israel. I am born in 1080 and I get to move forward 3 spaces. Anyway, thank you very much. So thank you so much to our brave volunteers. Following the Holocaust, we had some hope that Jewish difference was no longer perceived as a threat. Here in the US, the Jewish community was deeply grateful for the blessing and opportunities provided by democracy. We thought that anti-Semitism was relegated to history. And yet today, following October 7th, there has been an unprecedented 300% increase in anti-Semitic incidents in America. The list is much, much, much too long to share, but I'm haunted by the words of Cynthia Ozek, who wrote that we had hoped naively, foolishly, stupidly, ahistorically, we thought that shame and remorse, worldwide shame, worldwide remorse would endure. Naively, foolishly, stupidly, hopefully, ahistorically, we thought that the cannibal hatred, once quenched, would not soon wake up. It has awakened. She wrote that 20 years ago. I wonder what she would say now. College campuses are unsafe for Jewish students who face what Dara Harn calls exhilaration, escalating into death threats and physical assaults. Exhilaration, escalating into death threats and physical assaults. And it's not just college campuses. Protesters marched in the streets of Flagstaff, chanting, "From Flagstaff to Gaza, Intifada," and ask our executive director about the massive increase in security costs here at Temple Chai. Dara Horn writes of attending a Shabbat dinner at one college where students went around the table sharing what they wished they could say to their non-Jewish friends. I wish I could say I want to spend a semester in Israel. I wish I could say I work at a Jewish preschool. I wish I could say I volunteered at a Jewish hospital. I sat at the table stupefied, she shares, concluding they were in hiding. It's the return of Esther. Are we all feeling a little bit like Esther? Each of us is now faced with determining how to understand and live in this new, old reality and how to explain it to our children. My 8-year-old granddaughter recently told me quite simply, people don't like Jews. 8 years old. When she spoke at a recent JNF breakfast, Dr. Rachel Fish encouraged us to use the term Jew hatred rather than anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism, she suggested, is amorphous and subject to misunderstanding. Jew hatred is pretty clear, especially when anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism are conflated. Just a few days ago, Time magazine featured the new anti-Semitism as its cover story. In it, its author, Noah Feldman, reminds us of the importance of distinguishing carefully between critiques of power that deserve serious consideration and the anti-Semitic ways in which those critiques may be deployed. In the Megillah, Esther is reluctant to plead for her own life and the life of her people. Mordechai encourages her with these words, "If you keep silent at this time, relief and salvation will come forth from the Jews from some other place. And who can say, could it not be for just such as a time as this that you came into royalty?" When Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO of the Anti-Defamation League, spoke here recently, he had a jarring message for the Jewish community in Arizona when it comes to defending itself against Jew hatred, anti-Semitism. There's no cavalry coming for us. We are the cavalry. Perhaps it is for just such a moment as this that we have nurtured our own Jewish identities so that we can stay strong and proud and vigilant in defending our right to live as Jews. We are not in Shushan anymore. There is no relief and salvation coming from elsewhere. We are the cavalry. That is the message this year as we anticipate the holiday of Purim.